Hello mga kapanga! Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hey RMG. And we now have a new Miss Grand Philippines title holder, the person of Emma Mary Tiglao. And I guess no one was really surprised when she eventually won the title during the finals night last weekend. Kasi ba naman, umpisa pa lang ng competition. The moment we finally saw her during the press presentation 2 months ago, alam mong nasa kanya na talaga ang corona. Now, the question in everyone's minds, can she make that back-to-back win for our country for the next Miss Grand International pageant to be held in Thailand this coming October? I know some of you may have doubts about it, or you are not just really getting your hopes up only to get disappointed in the end. And I understand naman, guys. Ganun din naman din pakiramdam ko all the time. But I feel malakas ang laban ni Emma for that back-to-back situation for our country. So this content is all about analyzing Emma Tiglao's merit or stock as a contestant for the upcoming competition. So I've got 5 reasons why I think she has a strong chance to win that back-to-back win for our country. First reason is that she was simply the best all throughout the Miss Grand Philippines pageant this year. For me to give context on how strong Emma's candidacy in the forthcoming Miss Grand International, please allow me to look back on her Miss Grand Philippines journey recently. Because ever since she enlisted in this pageant, I feel this was Emma's crown to lose. I feel like she was the Krishna Gravides of Miss World Philippines pageant last year. Kasi ganun siya kagaling, which made her achieve that highly anticipated candidate status in the competition, as she was able to handle her being a front runner of the competition very well. And this is worth highlighting as this is a huge difference from how she was perceived in her last national competition, which is Binibining Pilipinas 2019. Because let's face it, when she was a Binibining Pilipinas candidate back in 2019, her second try in this pageant system, she was just tagged as one of those viable options and not really classified or considered as a top contender for the crown. Like how we had perceived Patch Magtanong, Hannah Arnold, sino pa ba yung mga nasa batch nila noon? Vicky Rushton, Gazini Ganados, Ayab Abesamis, and their equally gorgeous batchmates na parang we never really considered Emma to win the Universe or MGI crown that year, despite the huge improvement we all saw from her first foray in Binibining Pilipinas back in 2014. But 6 years after that, the story is now different. Emma was leading the pack in MGI Philippines pageant despite facing stiff competition from the younger pageant veterans. And she really delivered to her hype and favoritism. Nakita niyo naman, she delivered in all the pre-pageant activities all the time. But more than that, we like Emma for how light and fun she was as we followed her pageant journey this time. It was also a candidacy kung nakita niyo rin or na-observe niyo, that was so intriga-free or free from intrigues, professionalism, or tardiness with other people or any issues that might come along with it. So by the time the preliminary competition came along, she really performed regardless of what fans were saying about her gown and its originality, that she still delivered. So in other words, Emma is already considered a household name in our country because of her stints in pageantry. And her eventual rise to our pageant scene only shows it was a slow build for her to gain that momentum here in MGI Philippines. So once she finally sets foot in Thailand very, very soon, mas lalo pang iingay ang pangalan niya, as I feel I can even compare her stature now to how Megan Young competed in Miss World a decade ago, na Emma doesn't need to employ any kind of gimmick or marketing for the upcoming pageant because ang mag-iingay na sa kanya ay ang growing fan base niya, right? So, if she is that highly formidable now, will it guarantee a smooth sailing for the MGI crown this year? I still feel there is a detriment or hurdle that she has to face, and it's something that is beyond her control. For me, the biggest detriment she will face in the upcoming MGI competition is her age. Because is Boss Nawat willing to crown someone who is already 30 years old? Because to be fair with Emma, it's a scenario that she did not create for herself, as the age limit for this pageant have been extended only starting this year. So this will definitely be a litmus test for Boss Nawat's organization if the age extension is simply just a lip service or not, a call for inclusivity or not. But if you will ask me, Emma could really overcome this hurdle of winning due to her age, just at how we are going to base it from the results of the recently concluded Miss Universe Thailand pageant, which is also owned by Boss Nawat, as Vina, who is 29 years old now and previously married, eventually won the title. And with only a 1-year difference from Vina, I am pretty sure Emma's age won't be a problem, which could hinder her chances of winning our second Miss Grand International crown. Now, let's go to my second reason why I feel she has a strong chance to pull off that back-to-back win for our country. It's because Emma is simply in a league of her own. I know some of you might question that Emma might not be the MGI prototype given how she doesn't look the quintessential morenang Filipina that Nawat loves for our queens, but I don't think this prototype is applicable to Emma's case simply because, like I've said, she is really in a league of her own. A lovely Kapampangan queen who is now known more for her strong personality thanks to her established career in the TV broadcasting industry, which I liken to how our former queens like Catriona Gray and Catarina Rodriguez, who have developed their strong identities on their second try in pageantry. So in other words, may name recall na si Emma, just like the other queens I have mentioned in this argument. And Emma being sent to Miss Grand International this year is no different from a Christy McGarry or even a Michelle D being sent to this pageant system instead. Kasi ganoong level na si Emma in her candidacy for MGI right now, as she has developed her own personality, which makes us in a very, very unique position, as we have never sent someone like Emma's caliber in the history of this pageant system. So it really makes her pageant journey so interesting and exciting to follow. Now, another thing that supports this argument is that this kind of back-to-back win assignment is no longer foreign to Emma, as she also had faced the same situation when she competed for Miss Intercontinental a year after we won the pageant, courtesy of Karen Galman. Although it did not yield the result that she would have wanted, we still did not think less of Emma, and we just felt her merits as a contestant just did not align with what that pageant system was looking for. So I'm pretty sure she is not daunted by her latest back-to-back assignment now, as she more than knows what to do now, as she is the Emma Tiglao, simply the best that we could offer for MGI this year. And now, let's go to another contributing factor that may favor Emma's chances in MGI. And it's because there is no longer a divide between the pageant owner and the Filipino fandom. I hate to bring this up as it unfairly reduces Emma's candidacy to politics, but I have to admit the animosity or friction between the pageant owner and the Filipino fandom is already gone, thanks to CJ's efforts in bridging the gap during her stint in Miss Grand International last year. And Emma will definitely be the first recipient of this whole new friendly chapter between Nawat and the Filipino pageant fandom right now. I say this because this is how Nawat has changed. Just look at how Nawat has changed his behavior towards us. And this could never be more highlighted at how he posted Emma's crowning moment on his personal Instagram account a day after the finals night of MGI Philippines here. The only foreign MGI candidate that he posted on his personal Instagram account, apart from his very own Miss Grand Thailand title holder since the start of this year. And that really says a lot already. Because nakikita nyo talaga na Boss Nawat is very open-minded for our country to win this elusive back-to-back win, provided our candidate Emma performs to the best of her abilities and impresses him with her great attitude off camera or off stage. So I guess Emma won't have to double think of her strategies like how her predecessors have done given our previous love-hate relationship with the owner. In short, walang kailangang iisiping excess baggage si Emma, as she really won't have to worry anything about this or anything beyond her control right now, right? And now we go to my fourth reason. And let's go back to Emma's merit. As she has been acting like a reigning title holder since being an MGI Philippines candidate. One thing I observed about Emma during her time as a candidate in Miss Grand Philippines was how she was sort of acting like a reigning title holder already in all her activities. And this observation could have never been more highlighted again when she spearheaded her own relief efforts for the thousands of our kababayans who were all affected by the strong typhoons that hit our country last month. And I really like how she waded the floodwaters of her community just to be able to distribute relief goods to all of them while also doing a live selling of her pre-love items on her TikTok account at the same time without anyone telling her to do so. In short, nagkusa talaga siya. Nag-effort talaga siya mag-isa nang wala nagsasabi sa kanya, nagdidikta kung anong kailangan niyang gawin. Because let's face it, she could have just simply ignored this and focused more on her candidacy. But as someone who has been exposed in the limelight, in the public limelight for several years now, it was definitely too hard to resist the call of public duty. And she did. Na-imbibe na niya talaga yung pagiging public servant niya. And maybe it helps that she has a stable career so she has more to give back. But little did she know it, that it's already giving us a preview of what her reign will look like should she eventually win this international title. And for sure, it's not escaping the eyes of the MGI organization right now. And now we finally go to my fifth reason. And this is very telling, because this could really help her chances, and it's because she has great communication skills. This is something that I have to include as well, because if we are to base it from last year's results wherein Miss India eventually won, then communication skills could also play the difference between winning and losing again in the end this year. Luckily, Emma has improved tremendously in her communication skills due to her profession as a news anchor and TV host in corporate events. Lest we forget, how many times ba has Emma shown to us her prowess in hosting, whether in her MGI PH intro or her answers to all her Q&A sessions during this pageant? Even the way that she used that quality over quantity analogy in her finals Q&A is definitely a testament to her improvement when it comes to her communication skills. And I bring this up because you all know how Boss Nawat likes to throw difficult questions to his girls in the top 5 or top 3 segments of all the time. And we can definitely be assured that Emma will make us proud in this segment because of her improvement in this aspect of the competition. So overall, guys, Emma possesses the 4 Bs that Boss Nawat wants for his queen in this pageant system: beauty, body, brains, and business. Her only competition talaga is just herself, whether she can outdo her Miss Grand Philippines performance this coming October or not. And as what Emma said in her post-crowning interview, masarap talagang lumaban kung marami ka talagang bala. And Emma surely has loads of it. And nakaka-excite talagang abangan kung ano pang pwede niyang gawin in MGI soon just because of all her resources. And balas like money, pasabogs, paandars, notwithstanding her showmanship, na she has all of it, and all we have to do is just sit back and relax and let her execute her vision for the crown very, very soon. Because I can already feel now she will really give us a show, that entertainment value that Nawat always craves. Ganun ako katiwala sa kanya about our back-to-back chances. So I am encouraging you all to support her all the way in the upcoming competition.